Children's fairy tales have always had an element of the fear factor. However, recent releases, including books such as The Gruffalo and films like Up and the soon-to-be-released version of the classic Scary Tale Where the Wild Things Are, have reignited the debate as to whether parents should worry when children are scared senseless over such things. So, what do we think? Is it right that these fairy tales strike fear into our kids, or is it something that is a kind of a rite of passage, I suppose, of childhood?
I think it's right, absolutely right. I love seeing kids scared. I really... I do, honestly. They like being scared, though, don't they?
The thing is, yes, they do. This is the point. You've got to stop wrapping kids in cotton wool. Yeah. They do like being scared. When I was younger, and this was a very, very long time ago, there was a film, and it was called Them. And it was all about big, giant ants. And the big, giant ants... I mean, honestly, the special effects were rubbish. Absolute rubbish. There were these big, giant ants with these... going like that. And I tell you, it used to scare us to death. But we couldn't get enough of it. We'd watch it over and over and over because we liked it. Because they do... Kids really do know the difference between reality and fantasy. I think they do.
By a certain age, they do. I mean, I went out and bought some new books for Ben. So I went down to the local bookshop and, you know, you start seeing all the titles that you remember as a child. So Hansel and Gretel, and then I found there was an old lady who swallowed a fly. So I bought them and got them home. Start reading them. They're horrific. They're awful. There was an old lady who swallowed a fly. I don't know why she swallowed a fly. Perhaps she'll die. And then she goes to eat all these animals before carking it. Hansel and Gretel, two poor lost souls abandoned by their parents, go walking in the woods, get taken in by an evil witch who tries to boil them and kill them.
But you could say kids have a fascination with anything horrific. Kids love it. The more revolting, the better. And real life is much more scary anyway, so I think you should get them ready.
Yeah, I think by a certain age, I mean, I think as growing up, we always watched the news in our house, and I always read a daily newspaper, so you know what's going on in the world. But I think it's age appropriate.
But you could say the same about Red Riding Hood, Three Little Pigs. You know, I mean, it's all... Children love it. I mean, Keeley had one which was Noddy, and it was Noddy in the Dark Woods. Do you remember that? And I always remember Noddy went into the dark woods without big ears, and when he got into the dark woods, these little black things came out of the trees like this, and she screamed and cried. Do you know how many times she watched that in a day? 10 or 20 times. She absolutely... Mine is All Dogs Go to Heaven. Have you seen that? Oh, I know.
I think it's Bambi.
No, but there were...
Bambi!
But no, All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Criminal.
And the nice dog dies, and he goes and because he was a right one, you know, he was just like you. And anyway, he saves the nice dog, and he comes back, and it's...
I heard this morning as well on the news that some words have been changed in Humpty Dumpty, so to protect kids, so that kids don't think that if they fall off the wall, they're going to break something.
Oh.
So that hopefully...
So in the same way that...
how ridiculous is that?
You shouldn't swallow a fly and die. You're not going to die from swallowing a fly. Kids, trust me, I'm a mother.
Well, that's up to you to tell them that, though,
I think as a mother, I think I get a little bit more precious about stuff like that, because I remember when Paul was looking after Bo when she was very, very young, I found out about 5 years later that he took her to an afternoon showing of Pirates of the Caribbean and a thing called Time Machine, which is all about these really eerie people that grow out of trees, and then their big yellow poppy eyes come out, and Bo has now got it on DVD and loves it, watches it over and over and over again. So I think
it's the mothers who have to get over it, not the children.
I think you're quite right, actually, Sherrie.
You've got to prepare it for the world. Scare and stupid.
Thank God you're past childbearing age. OK, time for one last break. Before we welcome the lady with all the inside X Factor impact. Well, it's kind of... You don't want to...
No,
don't be offended.
I'm not, actually. I'm not having the menopause, if you must know.
I didn't. Thanks very much. Well, we are having a break. We'll be back soon. See you in a moment.